Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Diva Steffi and I'm back with another reaction video. So this is a continuation from the DPM political party. So in this clip, you're going to listen to Pamela Williams and the DPM leader, which is Peter David, right? So sit back and relax and listen attentive to hear what the different members of the DPM movement has to say to the people of Grenada and to the entire diaspora. So this is the reason why I'm doing the reaction video so that people could listen in all over the world, right? So let's hope that this video reaches far so we would be able to know what DPM has to offer. Okay, so guys, let's listen to Miss Pamela Williams' speech.
Continue to work for each and every one. In the movement, the change that Andy will make is to bring development to St. Patrick's. St. Patrick is in dire need for economic development. The Breakwater Project, St. Patrick's go to sleep very, very early. We need to stir up by having something like a marina. Marina will not only bring day jobs to St. Patrick's, but it also will bring nightlife to St. Patrick's. So a lot of persons will get employed. And this is what we are in the movement about. We in the movement is about changing how things were done. We want to take us from this position to our next position, where all families, every member of the community will be able to advance. Advance in terms of children being trained in skills. So not like now where we have to get Haitians and Lucians to come and do the job for us. We are going to have a cadre of persons that we could pick from, that we could send to the hotels, to the different business places, private sectors, maybe the schools, the hospital, so that they will have the job. And in so doing, since they going to have an income, we have the grant for young persons. The grant is $35,000 and $50,000, where we are going to create generational wealth in St. Patrick's. St. Patrick's need generational wealth. When you have a home, you could go to the bank and you could get a loan so that your children and the children to come were able to access any type of education, any type of business. So we are not here to keep you in a particular position. We are here to take you to a different level. A level where all Grenadians are able to sit at the table to get value. Value is what you are looking for. We are not yet like, such as is so dead. And you will attest to that. How many development that we have in St. Patrick's? Would you continue living like that? Yeah? No. You want improvement in your life. So, with the movement, with Andy Best, we are only going to go forward. So, I am here tonight to stand on his behalf, to ask you for the support to get in there, for him to work for you. You know, the healthcare system, we have health stations in Montreat, which is closed down. We have the big complex there, which are supposed to be able to take care of all of our health needs. But it's not open 24 hours. I don't know if it's open right now. But we need to change those things. And with the movement, we're going to stock your clinics. We're going to have 24-hour staffing so that people will get accessible health care. And in terms of agriculture, we are going to give grants. We are going to help you write projects. We are going to open back marketing board so that all the farmers are able to get market for their goods. So you don't have to go by the side of the road and beg somebody to sell the lettuce. No, we're going to give you a decent price. And this, and you will continue doing that. But we are going to give you a decent price, so when you have a glut in the market, we are going to find markets for you. What we are going to do is to make your life better and easier. I want to thank everybody for coming out. And I'm going to ask you to continue to support Andy. Andy need the support to get there. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Pam. And Mr. Pamela Williams is also my deputy chair of the movement. Well endowed, ingrained and entwined in our community, a community activist, a community organizer, a lady of the people, no stranger to community activism. This man, every disaster that has hit Grenada in the last several years, we were able to come and the government and the support of the people of Venezuela. Let us remember them in our prayers this evening. As we move along, I would want to ask one of your own young man.
So now, as Miss Pamela Williams would have finished her speech, we're going to now take a listen to the political party leader, Honorable Peter David, the leader of the DPM political party, guys. So let's listen to what he has to say. And, you guys could drop your comments below and, leave your honest opinion. And please be respectful in the comment section. Thank you.
A new movement. It is not just a new movement, it is a new kind of politics. The truth is, I believe that since our independence in 1974, we have not been able to break off the shackles of the kind of divisive politics that Europeans have imposed on these territories ever since. The truth is, when Britain and Belgium and France and all of these countries left Africa, they left Africa in a divided state. We know that Africa is the most productive, the richest continent in the world. We know that. It is clear that Africa is the richest continent in the world, but it has the poorest people in the world. Why is that? That is not because of Africans. That is not because the people are inferior. It is because when the Europeans left Africa, when they colonized Africa in a conference in 1884 in Berlin, Germany, they divided up Africa in a way that the people were constantly fighting each other. They did it in the Middle East, and they continue to do it in the Middle East to cause people to fight each other. The Middle East is rich, but the majority of people in the Middle East are poor. It is the same thing with Grenada. They gave us a system and a style of politics that causes us to fight each other day after day. Neighbor fighting neighbor, family fighting family in the name of political parties. So somebody's an LMP, they ain't talking to who is NDC. When LMP gets in power, they say it's we time now. When NDC gets in power, it's we time now. And it's constant battle year after year, decade after decade, and our country is not moving forward. So what we need is not just a new political movement, a new political party. What we need is a new way of doing our politics, coming together in our communities like we are doing tonight. Bring the communities together to talk about the problems in our communities. Bring the people together to talk about the problems in their villages. As my brother Dishon said a while ago, St.patricks is said to be the poorest, according to some census, the poorest parish. There is no way we should have any poor parishes in this country. We are a rich country. All of them, the villages and the parishes should be rich parishes.
Yep.
But we constantly fight each other. Politicians come in and politicians promise, I have been in it. I know it. You know, I said to people that I have been in both major parties. And I have never sat in a meeting of these parties where we talk about the development of the country. All we do when we sit and discuss politics is how to win elections. That is all it's about. So you choose people who can win elections and not people who can develop the country. Somebody told me yesterday, I met a friend of mine of many, many years. He said, Peter, you know what I like about the movement? The quality of people you're getting who are unifying and who are talking development issues. We are talking about how to develop Grenada. Some people say to me, boy, you shouldn't tell them all the plans you have, because before you do so, they're going to take all your plans and start talking about your plans, and they are going to take it. And my answer to them is I wish they would take all of our plans and implement it, because that is how this country will develop. And they can't do it. They cannot do it, because the only way you can do that is by bringing the people together.
And they have to be genuine.
Bringing the people together. So for example, you know, young people, I went to a graduation today. In fact, I went to 2 graduations in the Trade Center. Wesley College, which is located in my constituency, and Palmer School, what we call it, the SJ, J.W. Fletcher Secondary School, it's now called. It used to be Palmer when I was growing up. And I looked at the kids and I said, you know what? Great. I looked at the parents with pride at these young people making it through to graduation. I'm in the criminal court every single day of the week. So I know the struggle that parents have to keep these kids on path because of the lack of resources out there to help young people. So when I see the graduation, when I saw the 2 graduations today, I felt good. But then I began to worry. Because what are these kids going to do after graduation? Do we have programs for them? Do we have training for them? Do we have something for them to do when they leave school? Or are they going to do 2 things? 2 things in their mind. One is go home and sit down. The other one is to call some friend in America, England, or Canada, and let me get out of this country and find something to do. That is not how our country develops. We should develop our training for young people. We should have the skills necessary. The skills necessary to develop. You know, I was Minister for Labor for some time. And I was amazed by the amount of work permits we gave out for people coming into this country from China, from Lebanon, from Syria, from Africa, from all over the world to work in Grenada. When we were building the hospital, not the hospital, the hotels in St. David, 6 Senses, when we were building Silver Sands, when we were building Kilwala, all of these hotels, the skilled labor did not come from Grenada, because we are not training our young people for the jobs that are available in Grenada. We are not training them in agricultural technology, which is what we want.
Even if the young people had the training to do it,
society,
they take the work back from the young people and put some older guys, well, you know,
particularly using the new scientific methods,
like, you know, older guys to something just even to just be a contractor. Well, let me say just to be in charge of the project. You know, just make sure the project runs smooth and you and the contractor and the builder lays together. They're taking it back from you. They don't give you no leadership position as a young person, especially with NDC. NDC is the worst. NDC is the worst party ever.
So we as NMP, so you are NMP, you just want the party to come to power so you can get what you can get.
The music worse. They don't care about no young people. They don't care about young people.
I want to call it an infrastructure party.
And NMP still do better than them. And NMP still do better than them.
Now it's the bushing right through. In other words, they give you all kinds of nonsense when you're campaigning, you buy the nonsense and then you just wait
Debushing
for
even
ideas to
exists in
put your eggs
NDC.
someplace else again.
They have the same people
What we
doing the work every day.
What we want in
Before
the
in NMP
movement
time,
is the
the work is
people
delegated to different
to
people.
become
So
active
everybody is to get
in
all also say a
politics.
piece of the pie.
You know,
Not
one
in
of the
NDC.
tragedies
Not in
over the last
NDC.
several years and maybe several decades is that people see politics as a bad thing. You know, I meet many good people who are quietly there looking at Grenada and saddened by what is happening. And they do not get involved for two reasons. One, they're afraid of victimization. And victimization is real, brothers and sisters. People are being victimized if they express their views openly. And the second reason is that they're afraid that their name gets scandalized. I mean, I have been vilified for the last 40 years in this parliamentary politics. But I don't give a damn what they say about me because I know what I stand for. And people who know me know what I stand for. I don't care what anybody says. All kinds of rumors, all kinds of nonsense will not cause me to leave politics. And that is why I've had problems with political parties. I said to both Tillman Thomas when I went into the NDC and Keith Mitchell when I went into the NLD that the one thing they have to be prepared for, I don't make public noise. But I will go to you and tell you exactly what I feel. If you're vexed, that is your business. But I believe that that is what we need to develop this country. So when they talk about I leave, I never left these parties. As Stanford said, I was expelled. We were expelled from the NDC. I warned Tillman Thomas. And they know that. I'll tell you this. Just before 2012, I commissioned a poll. $25,000 for the poll. An extensive poll to determine where we were as a party. Were we going to win or were we going to lose? I'll tell the story tonight. I don't normally tell stories in public, so I don't know that. Because I don't like the confusion. I took the poll when I received it from Peter Wickham in Barbados, and I brought it to Jerome Joseph's brother, Henry Joseph, on a counter. I said, Henry, look at that poll. He's a major counter. I said, what does that poll say? We're losing 14 seats. I was in NDC at the time, 2012. I said, Henry, I don't want to bring it to the leadership because they say I make up the poll. I said, you take it to them. Took it to them, they still disputed in the poll enough. I said, you know what I'll do? Dean Peter, we came together, we brought him together in a meeting on Lucas Street to discuss the poll. He came, they started attacking the poll. Peter set them straight. When we left the meeting, everybody agreed. We are in trouble, which is what I was telling them, and they started to attack me when I'm telling them they're in trouble.
My apologies for
The next weekend
if the live is showing blurry or distorted. My apologies because the connection is very slow and I'm using my data.
The poll is a fraud. And the attacks on me started the day we come to come up with the poll. I said, well, when you
So just have to listen to the words.
Election came and they lose all the seats. Because I am not the kind of person who will tell you what you want to hear. The same thing. The same thing. And again, I tell this story tonight. I don't normally say. I went to Dr. Mitchell. I won't give you the full story, but I'll just tell you this. I said to Dr. Mitchell, Doc, we are in trouble. Well, I won't tell you exactly what he said because I knew any business. But I just said, man, he didn't listen to me. He felt I was just being. I won't tell the story more than that. The bottom line is this: that I have always spoken truth to power. I have always done that throughout my life. I have done that because I believe that the way a friend should be with another friend is to be straight up.
Yep,
if you see
true.
me going over a precipice and you tell me if you're going over a precipice,
That is not your friend.
my friend, I don't need you around me.
You're fake.
And that is what it can take. Because when Dr. Mitchell came to me and asked me to join the LNP, and he begged me to join the LNP, I said, Doc, I'm that kind of man, I just tell me straight, I hope you can handle it. I don't go in the public, I do it between me and you. He said, yeah man, that's all wrong. Well, I know he won when he got it, couldn't handle it. But I have no malice to no leader. I have no malice to no party. I have no malice to no members of the party, because the only concern, as Kelly said, the only enemy I have and we have is poverty, unemployment, underdevelopment. Those are our enemies.
Yeah.
And the only way we will defeat them is when we come together. Yeah. We cannot beat these major enemies if we are divided people. And that is why our underdevelopment continues. And you know, we have become so used to living underdeveloped that sometimes there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
We can become much better, much greater than we are. You know, it's like I say to parents about their children. Sometimes you limit the capacity, you limit the potential of your kids because you can't imagine that they could do better. Mm-hmm. My parents didn't go to university. My father was poor, my mother was poor. But the one thing they said, that all the children will go to university, because each generation must be better than the previous generation. That is how it is. That is why we have come up with a proposal, as Kelly spoke of, to give a grant of $35,000 to persons 35 and under, with a single person, and $50,000 for a couple, to buy as a deposit on a house. In other words, one of the challenges young people have is when they go to the bank, they don't have the deposit. So they go to the bank and the bank says, I have the deposit $50,000. Nobody has $50,000 saved these days. You know, I went to the supermarket last week. I went to the supermarket over the weekend. And I was standing up by the fridge area where they had the sausage and the bacon and so on. And there were about 4 people lining. And everybody watching saw their prices. The prices on the table. Everybody been down. So I watching the bacon they cost about 14, now it's 13. And a lady having the cheaper and said, "Dad, we get, what's that price?" She said, "Well, I look at the cheaper one, they go to the cheaper one." People can't afford this cost of living.
No.
It really
is difficult. Terrible. It's bad.
I make a decent living and eyeball it. I can't imagine what working people have to do to put food on the table in the house. I can't imagine how they're surviving. And every week you go, prices going up. I know this lunatic in the US making price go up when you hear this Iran war. So brothers and sisters, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
We're in trouble. So that is why we are making a proposal for young people to get this grant, to get this house, to develop what we call generational wealth. So they can go on and each generation, my father and mother bought the house, they stay together, they fix up the house, they pay for the house, then they use the house to get a loan to send the children to university, and you develop as you go along. That is what we must do with the young people. In addition to that, we must make monies available for them to start their own businesses. Yolanda spoke about that. She's a successful businesswoman, but I can assume she went to the banks at some point and got some help. We need for our young people to get access to the money in order to start their businesses. I am amazed by how many young people want to start their own businesses. The problem is, they do not have the support. That is why today, when I went to the graduations and they asked me what it is that worries me. What worries me is that hundreds, if not thousands of young people are leaving our schools. They are leaving our institutions. And they are unable to find jobs. They are unable to set up businesses. They are unable to take care of families when they start developing their families. And many of them will leave Grenada, go to London, go to New York, go to Toronto in order to start their lives. So brothers and sisters, We in the movement, we want people to come forward. I don't care if it's LNP, NDC, PLM, JPM, whatever you are. It matters not to us. The only reason why we have a name and a color is because we must do it. I wish we didn't have to have a name and a color and just come out and bring people together in the villages. But we have to have an identity. But our identity, our code is not our color, our code is unity. Unity among our people. And I urge the other two parties. You know, the first thing I did in Parliament, when this government came in, was to approach the leader of this government and say to him, we have to unify this country. We must unify this country. With unity, we will help development. Look at China and Singapore, and these countries are developed. They have a plan, and they are united in the plan. We have no plan, and we have no unity. So, brothers and sisters, I urge you to come together in your villages. Support our brother Andy Best. Support Andy not because you like Andy, or Andy say this or Andy say that. Support Andy because Andy represents what we are saying, which is bringing unity to St. Patrick. And we have our young brother Dishon there, excellent young man. And we have a group of young people in the party. We have people like Sister Pamela, Brother Stanford Simon, who has spent his life working in communities. We have a group of people, and they know what we stand for. It's not a group of people who just come together and say we want to get in government. I've been in government for, I know, plenty years. Government is not what we want. What we want is development.
Yep.
So brothers and sisters, I want to thank you again for coming out. But you must join the groups, join the community groups. We are going to set up community groups. Come out and support us, not because we just want power. We want you. We want you to be participants. And you know the idea that this politics messes up people. I know people that come down is what, I mean, Pamela knows the risk. Because what I'm going to say, no Francis Alexis and I'll end on this. When I came back to Grenada in 2000, Francis Alexis approached me to join the PLM, it might have been, or DPM, something like that. PLM. And I said, but this thing is a bit annoying. Because when I come back to Grenada and I get into this politics, it's the first time I meaning is what they say about the mother, the father, and everybody. Is what they don't say. There are rumors about how I stick up my mother and father and all kind of nonsense. I mean, my father wanted me to sue, but I say, hello, folks. When you sue, you make people feel more important than they are. But I disregard these things because everybody knows me. Knows that's a lot of horse shit. Sorry for the language. And it gets me angry because I know politicians who I work with who use it and tell their friends they know it's not true, but that's politics. That is not politics. That is nastiness to do things like that.
Is there?
Politics is a good thing, not a good thing. Let us try and give it a good name so that good people feel free to do. Let us not talk about each other in ways that deliberate.
Yeah, derogatory words and everything.
I can go on and on and on tonight about developing this country, but I want to thank you for being here. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the evening. And please give my brother and all the supporters. And the St. Patricks East, I know this is on the border. The Shannon on the east, so I'll shout out the Shannon on the east there, although this is and this. Thank you for that. God bless you.